How is it going, YouTube? Side Hustling Joe here, getting ready for another awesome side hustling delivery. Today I tried some Uber Eats and I'm super excited to let you know how it went. First, a little about Uber Eats. You've probably heard of it before. You might have actually ordered it, possibly even tried it. You can do Uber Eats in a car, on a bike, or on a scooter. I chose to do it in my car. As long as you're old enough to drive and you have a 2 or 4 car door, you have a valid driver's license and vehicle insurance under your name, you can work for Uber Eats. So I'm super excited. I did 4 orders today and let's see how it went. All right, we turned on our app and within about 30 seconds, we got our first order. We are heading to McDonald's. Let's go pick up the meal and deliver it. We have made it to our McDonald's, our location. Let's go inside, pick it up, and then we'll go deliver.
Can I help you?
I have an Uber Eats order pickup. Waiting for the order to be completed.
We're gonna go on meat for now.
Order is in hand. Let's go now and deliver it. All right, we were only about 5 minutes away from where we picked the food up. Let's deliver it and take our picture and go. All right, we just dropped off that first order, and as I'm walking away from the house, another one pops on up. This one's for Dunkin' Donuts. So let's head on over and get this order done.
How are you?
Let's go, man. Here to pick up Uber Eats order.
Uber Eats should be right over there.
All right, this one was already made. So we're literally in there for 30 seconds. Let's come on out and deliver this one. Our second order is complete. This one was literally 2 minutes away from the Dunkin' Donuts. So we just dropped it off. And now we are waiting for our third order. So we had our first 2 orders, which were pretty immediate. We've been waiting about 15 minutes now. I've been driving around to a couple of different areas where I know that Uber Eats restaurants are and still haven't gotten anything yet. So we're gonna wait around a little bit. We are in the middle of the lunch rush, at least what I thought would be the middle of the lunch rush. So let's see. We'll give it a little bit more time, see when we get our next order. All right, we have a new order. We are heading back to McDonald's. Let's go pick it up and deliver it. I'm here to pick up Uber Eats. Uber Eats. So the first time we were here, we waited maybe 2 minutes. So far, it's been about 5 minutes waiting here. So let's see how long it takes to get this order finished. It's supposed to be fast food. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We waited in there, I'd say 7 or 8 minutes. I don't know if there was a problem with the payment or something, but whatever it was, they couldn't ring up the order. But eventually we got it. Let's go and let's get it delivered. All right, our delivery is complete. Now let's move on. We have another order that we're gonna pick up, this time from Subway. So let's go see how the Subway service is. Let's head on over now. Alrighty, let's head into the Subway. How's it going? Here to pick up Uber Eats? Uber Eats? Thank you. Easy enough. And we are all delivered here. And we are back. I hope you enjoyed seeing my 4 deliveries. I hope you had as much fun watching that video as I did doing those deliveries. Overall, for this Uber Eats side hustle, I did a total of 4 trips. And during those 4 trips, I made a total of $37.61. I did it for about 2.5 hours. That was the entire time that I was in my car, either doing the deliveries or waiting for an order to pop up. So that's about $15.04 an hour. So not bad. Anytime you're making $15 an hour, you gotta be pretty happy about that. So when you're doing Uber Eats, they have a net fare, so what you're actually getting paid to do the order. And then you also get paid tips at the end if the customer decides to give you a tip. So during these 4 orders, I made $27.06 in the fares. So that was an average of about $6.77 per trip. And I got tips on 3 out of the 4 orders. So 75% tips, really not that bad. I made $10.55 on those 3 tips. So those 3 tips averaged out to about a little over $3. One of them was $5. The other 2 were a little bit lower. And honestly, not too bad. $37.61. I will take that. So, what did I like about Uber Eats? What were my pros as I was trying this side hustle? Well, the number one thing that I liked is that every time you went to an order, you just go to the restaurant, let them know it's Uber Eats, you pick up the order, and boom, you're out of there. Were there a couple times I waited? Of course. But most of the time, other than McDonald's, of course, it was just pick it up and go. Another thing that I really liked about Uber Eats were the deliveries were so close. A lot of times I'll do Shipt or I'll do Instacart, and a lot of times I'm driving 10, 20 minutes, sometimes even more, especially with Shipt. But what I liked about Uber Eats is the most that I ever drove was about 7 or 8 minutes away from where the restaurant was. So that's a great help because right after you're done delivering it, boom, if there's another order, you can pick that up and go right away. So that was fantastic. I also got tips on 3 out of the 4 orders. Even if it wasn't a huge tip, it's still nice. It still makes you feel good as you're doing the next order that you got a tip from the last one. I also like how in the app, you can thank the customer for giving you a tip. I really think that that's a great addition to Uber Eats. And finally, another thing that you can do on Uber Eats is there's things called quests. And on these quests, if you do a specific number of orders in a specific amount of time, they'll give you a little extra money. So one of them was if you do 5 orders this week, you get $10 extra. And if you do 10 extra orders, you get $20. So you get more money the more orders that you're doing. So those were a couple of the pros. Overall, a lot of pros doing Uber Eats. Well, with the pros of any side hustle, there's always going to be some cons, but honestly, I only saw a couple of cons, a couple of things that I did not like. Number one, you had to wait sometimes for another order to pop up. I would get an order, then I would get another order really quick, and then I would be waiting 10, 15 minutes, maybe for another order to pop up. I would drive around to another area. I don't know if it was the exact area that I was in, maybe it wasn't a high Uber Eats area, maybe driving somewhere else, another maybe town that has more restaurants, might have made it more order after order after order after order. So that's another thing that I might want to try in a future video. If you want to see that, comment in the comments below. But really, a lot of time was spent waiting, and when you're waiting, you're obviously not making any money. Another thing is some of the fares, when you look at them, it's like $3, and I know it doesn't take a lot of time, but still, to do something just for $3, or I think one of them was like $2.36, Even if you're just going to pick something up and deliver it to someone, you're still spending a little bit of gas, you're still putting a little wear and tear on your car. And if you don't get a tip, I mean, anytime you get a tip, that's great, but if you don't get a tip for that and you're doing it for $2, $3 here, you know, some of the fares were huge. You know, one of them I think I got $15 for. That was a big one. But the lower ones, even if they're not taking a lot of time, you don't want a lot of those. You kind of really want to focus, if you can get them, on the larger Uber Eats orders. And I had one that was a $12 one where I literally picked it up and drove it a quarter of a mile. And then there was another one that was $2.35 where I picked it up and I was driving 8 minutes away. So it really depends. The fare that they give you, you know, they said there's a lot of different calculations that go into it, but I'd rather have the bigger orders, obviously. All right, those were my pros and cons for Uber Eats. And now, as you are smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel, I am going to smash one of these buttons, and I'm either going to give this Uber Eats side hustle a big thumbs up, or if I don't think it's worth it, I'm going to smash my negative side hustle button. So let's take a look. What did I think about Uber Eats? Well, honestly, I had a ton of fun. So I'm going to give it a positive side hustle. A lot of fun doing Uber Eats. That was our side hustle for this week. If you like this video, smash that like button. Like this video, and I will see you next time. Remember, YouTube, you keep hustling.